Welcome to Mastering Claude AI for Business Analysts. Today we'll explore how to harness the power of AI to transform data into actionable decisions more quickly and effectively. This course, brought to you by Elevate IQ University, is designed to equip you with the skills to leverage Claude AI in your everyday business analysis work. Let's dive in and see how AI can elevate your decision-making process. The amount of business data being generated is growing at an unprecedented rate, doubling every 2 years. However, most organizations are still relying on traditional methods, analysts working with spreadsheets and manual processes to make sense of this vast data. This creates a significant gap between the data produced and the actionable insights delivered. Every day, we generate around 2.5 quintillion bytes of data globally, an almost unimaginable volume. But by integrating AI into analysis workflows, analysts can deliver insights 3 times faster than those relying solely on manual methods. This speed advantage is crucial because 67% of executives acknowledge that slow analysis directly affects their ability to make competitive decisions. Moreover, business analysts who adopt structured AI workflows report saving 10 to 15 hours per week. Beyond just working faster, these analysts also produce higher quality outputs and communicate findings more effectively with stakeholders. This masterclass is designed to help you achieve these benefits by teaching you how to seamlessly incorporate AI tools into your daily analysis processes. Over the next 25 minutes, we'll journey from building a solid foundation to gaining practical, hands-on fluency with Claude AI, all through the perspective of a business analyst. First, we'll explore what Claude AI is, including its creator, Anthropic, and what makes this model stand out in the crowded AI market. Then we'll dive into 5 specific use cases where Claude can significantly boost a business analyst's daily tasks, making workflows more efficient and insightful. After that, I'll introduce you to prompt frameworks. These are structured, repeatable methods for crafting prompts that consistently deliver high-quality results. Finally, we'll wrap up with a live, real-world example showing an entire workflow from a raw dataset to a refined stakeholder report, all generated using Claude. This session is designed to be both informative and actionable, equipping you with the skills to integrate Claude seamlessly into your business analysis toolkit. Claude AI is a large language model developed by Anthropic, a company focused on AI safety and founded in 2021 by former OpenAI researchers. Unlike many AI tools that are mainly designed for simple chat interactions, Claude is specifically built to handle long-form reasoning, detailed analysis, and nuanced writing. This focus makes it particularly well-suited for the complex analytical work needed in business intelligence. One of Claude's standout features is its ability to process entire documents, long datasets pasted as text, and even complex, multi-part questions within a single conversation. Its responses are known for being well-organized, properly cited, and logically structured, which means users often need less time on editing or clarification afterward. Another impressive capability of Claude is its large context window, which can handle up to 200,000 tokens. That's about the length of a 150,000-word document, all in one prompt session. This allows it to analyze and reason over extensive information without losing track. When it comes to design principles, Claude is rooted in being helpful, harmless, and honest. It is designed to support multi-step analytical tasks, incorporating built-in safety layers that minimize hallucinations and harmful outputs. Importantly, Claude is also trained to acknowledge when it doesn't know something, rather than generating false or fabricated answers, which enhances trustworthiness and reliability in its responses. Not all AI models are created equal, especially from a business analyst's perspective. The right tool really depends on the specific task at hand. So let's take a closer look at how Claude compares to the other leading AI models, GPT-4 from OpenAI and Gemini from Google, across the key dimensions that matter most in analytical workflows. Starting with long-form document analysis, Claude is best in class, making it particularly effective for handling detailed reports and complex documentation. GPT-4 is strong in this area, while Gemini performs well but doesn't quite match the depth of Claude. When it comes to structured output formatting, Claude excels with excellent capabilities, delivering clean and well-organized outputs that minimize the need for further edits. GPT-4 offers very good formatting, while Gemini's output is more moderate, which might require additional work. Safety and reducing hallucinations is a critical concern, and Claude leads the industry here with its safety features. GPT-4 provides a moderate level of safety, whereas Gemini is strong but not at Claude's level. Regarding real-time web data access, Claude is somewhat limited due to its training cutoff, but GPT-4 has the advantage of available plugins, and Gemini supports native search, offering more up-to-date information. Finally, in terms of overall suitability for business analyst workflows, Claude is optimized to meet their needs, making it ideal for tasks centered around documents like requirements gathering, reporting, and stakeholder communication. GPT-4 is versatile across different use cases, and Gemini is still developing in this space. For business analysts handling document-heavy tasks, Claude stands out by consistently delivering professional-grade, well-structured outputs with the lowest need for revisions, which can significantly streamline the workflow. The role of a business analyst is changing rapidly, and with increasing demands, stakeholders expect quicker results, clearer reports, and more insightful recommendations. That's where Claude comes in. It tackles the 4 biggest time drains in a typical BA's week, making their work more efficient and impactful. First, Claude speeds up data analysis dramatically. Instead of spending hours manually sifting through raw data, you can paste it into Claude and quickly get trends, outliers, and key takeaways presented in an organized way. Next, reporting becomes much easier. Claude can generate first drafts of reports, executive summaries, and status updates directly from your raw notes or data exports. This means you get something ready to review, not something you have to start from scratch. When it comes to communicating with stakeholders, Claude helps translate complex analytical findings into simple, clear language. Whether you're addressing executives or operational teams, the message will be tailored to your audience effectively. Most importantly, BAs are saving between 10 to 15 hours every week by offloading drafting, summarizing, and formatting tasks to Claude. This extra time can then be focused on higher-level analysis and strategic work, transforming how business analysts add value. Claude offers several powerful capabilities specifically designed to support analysts in their work. First, it excels at data summarization. You can input a raw data set, a meeting transcript, or even a lengthy report, and Claude will deliver a concise, structured summary that highlights key figures while filtering out irrelevant details. This saves valuable time and helps you focus on what truly matters. Next is pattern recognition. Claude can scan through datasets, customer feedback, or operational logs to identify recurring themes, anomalies, or correlations. And it presents these findings in plain English, making complex data more accessible and easier to understand. Then there's insight generation. Claude goes beyond just describing what happened. It synthesizes your findings into actionable insights. This means it connects the dots between data points and the business implications that matter most to your stakeholders, helping you move from analysis to decision-making more efficiently. Finally, Claude provides natural language explanations. It translates statistical concepts, technical model outputs, or complex KPI movements into clear, plain language narratives. This ensures that insights are easily communicated to audiences at any level, no matter their technical background. Taken together, these 4 capabilities create what I like to call a force multiplier effect. Each one on its own is powerful, but combined, they streamline the entire business analytics workflow, from discovery all the way to delivery. This makes Claude a truly valuable tool for any analyst looking to enhance productivity and impact. One of the biggest challenges for business analysts is transforming raw stakeholder conversations, workshop notes, and email threads into clear, polished requirement documents. This process often takes a significant amount of time. Claude helps speed this up dramatically by taking the initial input, whether that's a meeting transcript, interview notes, or simple bullet point summaries, and turning it into a well-organized business requirements document. Claude's output includes structured sections for both functional and non-functional specifications, detailed acceptance criteria for each requirement, and even highlights gaps between what was explicitly stated and what might be implied. This ensures nothing important is overlooked. For example, you might provide Claude with notes from a stakeholder discovery session and ask it to act as a senior business analyst to extract and organize all business requirements, including the project's objectives, scope, constraints, and any assumptions. Claude will also flag any unclear points that need further clarification. Using Claude in this way can save you anywhere from 3 to 5 hours per document, freeing you up to focus on higher-level analysis and collaboration. In this use case, we focus on how Claude can assist with data analysis by surfacing trends, anomalies, and correlations in your datasets. Claude is capable of analyzing textual representations of data, whether it's CSV files pasted as text, pivot table outputs, or summaries you've exported. This means it can find important patterns that might take you hours to discover manually. To get started, simply input your data by pasting your dataset or summary tables directly into Claude, along with a clear analytical goal. Claude then scans the data to detect trends, identifying week over week, month over month, or other period-based directional changes across different dimensions. Additionally, it flags anomalies such as statistical outliers, unexpected drops, or data quality problems, providing easy-to-understand explanations. Claude also offers valuable insights on correlations, highlighting meaningful relationships between variables and suggesting business hypotheses that could be worth exploring further. A key tip here is to always provide context when you submit your data. Explain what the data represents, the time period it covers, and the decision you're trying to make. This context significantly enhances the accuracy and usefulness of Claude's analysis, helping you make more informed business decisions. Here we have use case number 3, which focuses on dashboard insights and how to turn raw numbers into meaningful narratives. The problem is that executives and operations teams often receive dashboards filled with a jumble of metrics. However, they usually don't have the time or specialized analytical skills to interpret what these numbers truly mean for the business in the moment. This creates a gap between data and decision-making. Claude offers a solution to this challenge. By feeding Claude a description of a screenshot, an exported metric table, or a KPI summary, you can ask it to generate a comprehensive business narrative. This narrative explains what changed in the data, why those changes likely occurred, and most importantly, what actions should be taken next. Claude delivers on 3 main fronts. First, it provides plain language explanations, such as pointing out that revenue is down by 8% month over month, largely driven by a 22% drop in cart completions among customers aged 18 to 34. Second, it translates these metric movements into business context by connecting them to events, seasonal trends, or operational shifts that stakeholders will immediately understand. Finally, Claude recommends prioritized, executive-ready next steps, suggesting whether further investigation, escalation, or intervention is needed. This approach turns complex dashboard data into clear, actionable insights, helping leadership make informed decisions swiftly. When it comes to communicating with stakeholders, the way we present our analysis is just as crucial as the analysis itself. Great insights can easily go unnoticed if they're not clearly conveyed. That's where Claude really shines, by helping us bridge the gap between what we know and what our stakeholders understand and can act on. For example, Claude can take a lengthy 30-page report and distill it down to a sharp, 1-page executive summary. It picks out the top 3 findings and highlights their impact on the business, making it easy for busy executives to grasp the essentials quickly. When preparing presentations, Claude can generate detailed talking points tailored to different audiences, whether that's the board, operations teams, or clients. This means every slide is supported by customized scripts that connect with the audience's specific interests and concerns. In addition, Claude transforms complex, jargon-heavy data into simple, engaging stories. This approach ensures that non-technical stakeholders can easily follow along and make informed decisions without getting lost in the details. Finally, Claude helps us prepare for meetings by producing briefing documents that summarize key data, predict likely questions, and suggest effective talking points. This prep in just minutes gives us confidence and clarity going into any critical session. Overall, Claude turns raw analysis into actionable, audience-ready communication. In this use case, we're focusing on root cause analysis, specifically understanding why a particular metric has changed. Root cause analysis is one of the most challenging tasks for a business analyst because it demands clear, structured thinking. You need to generate hypotheses and systematically rule out potential factors causing the change. This is where Claude really shines, acting as a structured reasoning partner to guide you through each step. Claude's workflow for root cause analysis starts with defining the problem. It helps you precisely state the metric in question, what change occurred, and the exact time frame being examined. This clarity sets a solid foundation for the rest of the analysis. Next, Claude generates a structured list of possible causes, organizing them into key categories like people, process, data, systems, and external influences. This comprehensive approach ensures you're considering all relevant angles. After that, Claude helps prioritize which hypotheses to test first by evaluating their likelihood and the data availability. This way, you focus your efforts effectively rather than testing everything randomly. Finally, Claude assists in documenting the findings by generating a detailed report. This report includes evidence, a clear conclusion, and recommended corrective actions, providing a complete record of the root cause analysis process. It's important to note that Claude doesn't replace your judgment as an analyst. Instead, it structures your thinking process, ensuring no category of hypothesis is missed and that every conclusion is well documented. As a senior business analyst in financial services mentioned, Claude enabled them to identify a root cause in just 45 minutes, a task that would have otherwise taken the team 2 days of manual testing. This clearly highlights the efficiency and value Claude brings to root cause analysis. When working with Claude, the key to getting great results lies in how you craft your prompts. The quality of Claude's output depends almost entirely on the quality of your input. Many analysts who feel let down by AI outputs simply aren't providing strong prompts. These 3 rules, though, can solve about 80% of those issues right away. First, be very clear with your instructions. Don't just mention a topic. Tell Claude exactly what you want it to do. Using specific action verbs like summarize, compare, generate, identify, or structure. If your prompt is vague, your response will be too. Second, always add the business context. Claude doesn't have your industry knowledge, who your stakeholders are, or what your goals might be, unless you include that information. Make sure to specify who the audience is, what decision your output is supposed to support, and any relevant constraints. Finally, define the output format clearly. Tell Claude how you want the response organized, whether that's as a bullet list, numbered steps, a table, a narrative paragraph, or a formal document with headings. Claude will follow your instructions precisely, so this step helps ensure the output fits your needs perfectly. By following these 3 rules, you'll dramatically improve the results you get from Claude. The RTCO prompt framework is designed specifically for business analysts to help create clear, effective prompts that deliver professional quality results from Claude. It stands for role, task, context, and output, and it's the most dependable way to structure your requests. Let's break it down. First, the role defines who Claude should act as, in this case, a senior business analyst, with retail financial expertise. Then, the task specifies what analysis or action needs to be done, like identifying top revenue risks and growth opportunities in sales data. Next, context provides the background or audience. Here, it's the VP of sales receiving the report. Finally, output tells Claude how to format the results. In this example, an executive brief with a summary, a table, and prioritized steps. Before sending any complex prompt, use RTCO as your mental checklist. If you can't clearly define each of these 4 elements, your prompt isn't ready. This ensures you get consistent, targeted, and actionable insights from Claude every time. When basic prompting techniques like RTCO aren't enough, advanced prompting methods can take your analysis to the next level, especially for complex and multidimensional business challenges. First, we have multi-step analysis. Instead of asking one broad question, Break the problem into a sequence of prompts. Start by having Claude set up the analytical framework, then tackle each step separately. For example, begin by summarizing the data, then identify the key drivers, generate recommendations, and finally draft the narrative. This approach deepens the analysis and lets you adjust your direction as you go. Next is iterative refinement. Think of Claude as a collaborator rather than a tool for one-off answers. After you get the first output, you can ask for specific improvements, like making the summary more concise, tailoring the explanation for a technical audience, or adding a section on implementation risks. This back-and-forth refining process greatly enhances the quality of the final output. Finally, scenario simulation lets you turn static data into a dynamic decision-making tool. Ask Claude to explore what-if scenarios, such as the impact of a 15% sales decline or a 30% budget cut. These alternative perspectives build valuable insights for discussions with executives, helping to prepare more robust strategies. These three advanced techniques elevate your analytical work and ensure your outputs are both thorough and adaptable. Let me walk you through how a business analyst can leverage Claude to transform a raw dataset into a polished stakeholder deliverable much faster than traditional methods. It starts with pasting the raw data and its context into Claude. From there, Claude helps identify key insights by spotting trends, anomalies, and correlations within the data. Next, it generates prioritized recommendations complete with rationale, making it easier to focus on the most impactful actions. Finally, Claude drafts an executive summary and presentation tailored for stakeholders. Traditionally, this entire process could take a full day, involving data review, insight synthesis, framing recommendations, and report drafting. With Claude, the same high-quality output is achieved in under 2 hours. This shift allows the analyst to move from being a producer of content to a curator, focusing more on validation, judgment, and building relationships rather than on the structural and drafting workload. Ultimately, this means more time is available for strategic thinking, enhancing value across the board. Let's talk about 3 common mistakes that can really undermine the quality of your AI outputs. Even experienced analysts can slip up when they first start working with Claude, so recognizing these early can save a lot of time and protect your credibility. First, vague prompts. If you just say, "Tell me about this data," you'll likely get generic and shallow results. Claude needs a clear task, context, and an idea of how you want the output formatted. Without that, it has to guess, and those guesses might not match what you actually need. So always be specific about what you want and why it matters. Second, the lack of business context. Claude doesn't automatically know your industry, your company's unique situation, or the priorities of your stakeholders. If you don't provide that information, Claude will make generic assumptions, and the output won't resonate with anyone or support real decision-making. Finally, blind trust in AI outputs is a big risk. Claude is an impressive reasoning tool, but it's not perfect. Always double-check numbers, verify logical consistency, and apply your own expertise before presenting any AI-generated results. Remember, your professional reputation depends on the quality of what you share. When using Claude, always remember to validate its insights by cross-referencing with your original data. Treat every AI-generated insight as a hypothesis that needs confirmation, not as a final answer. Taking just 30 seconds to check can save you from risking your credibility later on. Claude is brilliant at providing broad, structured information, but your expertise in domain knowledge, stakeholder relationships, and organizational context is what truly brings value. Use Claude to draft options and outlines, then apply your judgment to refine and evaluate these results for the best outcomes. It's a powerful combo that beats relying on AI or human insight alone. Also, make sure to use structured prompts consistently. Developing a personal library of well-formatted templates for common tasks like root cause analysis, executive summaries, or stakeholder briefs can save you time and keep your outputs consistently high quality. Finally, when the output doesn't hit the mark, don't start over from scratch. Instead, give targeted feedback within the same conversation. Claude remembers the context, so refining step by step is much faster and more effective. This iterative approach helps you get to your ideal result efficiently. The role of the business analyst is undergoing a major transformation. Companies are increasingly on the lookout for analysts who not only understand the basics, but can also harness AI tools to speed up projects, enhance the quality of their work, and present insights more clearly. This shift creates a huge opportunity to set yourself apart right now. For those with AI skills, the rewards are significant. On average, AI-proficient business analysts earn up to 42% more than their counterparts who lack these capabilities. In addition, these analysts receive 3 times as many interview callbacks when they showcase practical AI skills in their portfolios. It's clear that hiring managers recognize the value of AI expertise. 78% of them now list AI tool proficiency as a preferred qualification for senior business analyst positions in 2024. But it's important to remember, simply knowing AI exists isn't enough. The real advantage comes from having a consistent professional workflow that leverages AI to produce better results more efficiently. This is exactly the skill set our KIA program aims to develop, preparing you to thrive in this evolving landscape. Are you ready to take your career to the next level and become an AI-first business analyst? The CAIA program offers a comprehensive and structured curriculum designed to equip you with real-world project experience and a professional credential that truly sets you apart in today's fast-changing market. By earning your CAIA credential, you're getting a recognized certification that proves your practical AI skills, specifically tailored for the modern analyst role. But it's not just about certification. You'll build a real portfolio by completing hands-on projects with cutting-edge AI tools like Claude and GPT. These projects cover everything from requirement gathering to analysis, reporting, and effective stakeholder communication. What makes this program stand out is how it prepares you to be an AI leader. You won't just use AI. You'll lead its adoption, coach your teams, and design smarter workflows to drive your organization's success. Join the hundreds of analysts already transforming their careers through the Certified AI Analyst program and position yourself as a true innovator in the field.